Hello everyone, my name is Psycho, and this is episode 2, or lesson 2, of my series Parentcraft, Minecraft tutorials for beginning adults. In the last episode, we learned how to make a world with the seed shown on the screen. We also made wooden tools and a boat. Today I will show you how to use the boat, make a bed, torches, and a few other early items important to surviving the early Minecraft. I want to empower inexperienced adult players with basic Minecraft skills so that you can have more fun when someone you care about asks you to play with them. It is possible for me to overlook things that early players might find challenging, so if you have questions or suggestions of what you would like to learn in this series, please put it in the comments below, and I can do my best to answer them or maybe include them in one of these videos. So let's continue our Minecraft journey. What I want you to do now is select the boat on your hotbar, like I have right here, and let's come over here to the river. Okay, I'm going to go in the first person. So we use the left trigger to place the boat in the water. And as you can see on the screen, as we're facing the boat, we can do left trigger again to board it. And then once we're in the boat, we can look around. And if we want to get out of the boat, we hit the back button or the B button. We can also jump into the boat without getting into the boat. So as you can see, I'm standing in the boat without being in the boat. So I'm going to L trigger, I'm going to get back into the boat. So now that we're in the boat, you just use the same stick that you use to move around to kind of change direction and move around in the water. One benefit of this when you're doing survival is that when you run, you burn up hunger. But when you're on a boat, you don't use up hunger. So we can go around this water here and see where it takes us. Kind of explore a little bit. You might have seen last episode, I saw this and I was a little taken back by it. This is a ruined nether portal. It goes into another dimension that is very dangerous, and we are nowhere ready for that at this point. So what I'm going to do now is kind of look around at the landscape. So we're going to go around a little bit, kind of get an idea of the surroundings. This is a great way to kind of stay alive at night if you find yourself in a world where you don't have shelter and such. Stuff we'll get into. But you go on the water, you can move around, it's easier. And we're just kind of looking around at what we have here in this world. I really haven't explored it much myself. Those pink trees are cherry blossoms. That's a tall mountain range, and those is what you call an ice biome. So that's pretty cool. This is what you call sugarcane. Got pumpkins. And that appears to be another ruined nether portal, which is also very interesting to have two of them this close to spawn. So it appears we got some mountains, but that's kind of the boating aspect of it. As you can see, kind of hard to do the boating while kind of looking at myself. The controls are kind of opposite. Can't really see where I'm going. So this is boating in a nutshell. This is a great way of exploring. There's some pumpkins up there. That's nice. So let's head back to where we spawned at. Okay, so you come back over here to the shoreline and you can run into it and you just kind of come out. And now to pick it back up, we can punch it with our fist, or we can use an axe because it is made out of wood. And there you go. You got it picked back up. So now, another important thing, you'll notice now that it's nighttime, in survival, monsters start coming out when you don't have light, when there's no light around. Well, you can use coal. Hit the wrong button. You can use coal. You can go into crafting, or you can use a crafting table. Take a stick and put coal, and you make torches. So with torches, you can set those down, and they provide light. Mobs will not spawn in the areas that have light given to them. So you might hear somebody say, oh, we need to light up the area. It basically means you place torches down to kind of keep monsters from spawning, that kind of stuff. So that's torches. So then a couple of questions may be, well, what if I don't have coal? Is there any other ways to make it? And the answer to that is yes. But that's going to require, what my next thing is we need to get more stone. So what I'm going to do, just to get into the habit of it, is come over here. Remember we came over here where the coal was? Right here. So we want to mine out some of the stone, and I'm going to collect some of that coal as well. And those little green dots right there, that's experience. It goes into the little green bar. So, as you can see, coal is very plentiful. Well, coal can be very plentiful when you find it. You'll usually, when you find one, it's usually in a big clump, which is good, but all right, so we got stone. Oh, pig. So we got stone. And that's a baby sheep. And what we can do with that, aside from making tools, is we can create this thing called a furnace, which takes 8 cobblestone. So we're going to make one of those. Now, we'll place the furnace right there. What you can do with a furnace is you can stick, I'm going to place wood here, and I could take different items and stick them here, and it'll cause that to burn. I'm going to take these 2 planks, and see, now the planks will burn, kind of like an oven. And you can burn, like if you get an area with a bunch of trees, you can get these things called charcoal. Now charcoal will work very similarly to coal. I'm not going to, and you can take all the stuff back out. I'm just going to make 2. I don't need to burn all my wood right now. What I need to do is turn it into planks. There's different wood types, and we'll explore all the different things, but wood works, all the wood works is the same way. So I'm going to make a bunch of planks. I'll turn them all into planks, and then I'm going to turn them all into sticks. And here I can take some sticks. I'm going to set them here. And I can take charcoal. And as you can see, I can make torches out of charcoal. And when you're playing, you can experiment. There's different things you can put in the bottom that will burn and cook the stuff that's in top. Another thing you could do is, I'll show you real quick, sand. If you put sand in there, some items you can only get by putting them in a furnace and cooking them. Sand, when you cook it in a furnace, becomes glass, which is what you can use to make windows. But glass, unfortunately, is fragile, so no matter what tool you use to try to pick it up, it just breaks. Don't worry, you don't need to know all that. As you can see, as long as that fire's going, it'll still cook stuff. So you could experiment with that. So what I need to do now is, now we know how to make torches. We know how to use coal to do that. We know how to use coal in an oven if we need to, or wood in an oven. And we have two different ways to make torches, which is important for lighting areas up. So there's two things I want to show you. So I'm going to come back over here and, oh wait, I don't need more of that. I need to chop down more a tree. I'm going to get more birch. Get okay. I'm going to come back over here to my crafting station, and I'm going to convert all my oak planks and my birch planks. Now I'm going to left trigger to use the crafting station, and then what I'm going to do is you will see a bunch of stuff with sticks and all, but what I want to focus on is a door. You have an oak door and a birch door. Now the reason I went for an oak door, and I'll make one of each just to show you. Now the reason why I showed you how to make a door is because when you're doing your first day of survival, you're going to need to find shelter or a bed. And since we don't have a bed, we would be looking for either digging a hole in the ground or into the side of a hill. And in doing so, you're going to want to put a door down so that you can see out, so that you can keep monsters and stuff out. Now, with a, hold on, let me get rid of this and I'll show you the difference. So with an oak door, it's got holes in it. So if I was back in here and I would have my home kind of lit up, I could see out and I could see if it was daytime or not. Because you got to imagine you'd be sitting here in a cave like this. You wouldn't be able to see out. In the birch door, see, you wouldn't be able to see it. In order for me to tell if it was daytime out, I'd have to open the door, and you never know when there's a monster waiting for you out there. So if you can, get oak, but again, in Minecraft, you kind of have to go with what you have. So I wanted to show you the door. You can put them side by side. And you do have to remember to close them if you're going inside. Oh, they put down another door. And so the next thing I want to show you is making a chest. Now it takes 8 wood to make a chest. I'm going to make 2 of them and I'll show you why. So with a chest, you can put one down, and then when you open it, this is where you can store your items. Keep them safe. If you put another chest right next to it, it becomes a double chest. So you get double the slots. And you can use an axe to break it. You'll break one side, and if I break the other, all my items will pop out. And if I have enough room in my inventory, they'll all go into my inventory. So if you remember, in the last episode, when we died, we just kind of respawned back there at the respawn point. So then the next question is, so what happens if you die when you have items on you? So I want to show you that real quick. All right, you see how all my items went everywhere. And you see the little experience bubble came? I lost all my levels and I lost all my items. Now, you have 5 minutes to get back to where your items were and collect them before they will disappear. So you just hurry back. Now, I won't get back all my levels, but I'll get back a little bit of the experience. Usually the stuff will float on top of the water, and remember, the way I'm staying on top of the water right now is by I'm holding down the jump button to kind of keep hopping on top of the water. Okay, now, last thing I want to show you, another part of survival. Another thing that we need is make a bed. You notice that we respawned right over there where the spawn point is. But what if we go out exploring and we build a house somewhere else or whatnot? We don't want to always come back to the same spot. And so how do you change that? Well, sheep drop wool. And this is kind of a mean thing to do, but it's what I need to do. That's a gray sheep. What I need is 3 sheep of the same color. So I need 1 more white sheep. Let's see. Oh, there's another white one. See, they'll spawn in every now and then. Sorry, sheep. So, we got 3 white wool. I'm going to come back to my crafting station. It's perfect timing. As you can see, it's getting dark. And remember, we're still playing in peaceful mode, so we're not in real danger. So run back over here. So I'm going to come over here. I want to pick up my wood. Come over to the crafting station, and now you see we can make a bed. A bed takes 3 wool of the same color and any 3 pieces of wood. 3 wool, 3 wood. If I didn't say that right. Now I have a bed. And as you can see, it's getting dark. So I'm going to set that down there. And now I can sleep through the night. And I'll wake up and it's morning time. Alright. And now what I want to show you is this. We'll do something with that meat in another episode. Okay, so we're gonna, this will come in handy later on as well. I'm gonna replant a tree there. Let's just say that this is our little home. We made a shelter. I placed my bed down. Now notice it's daytime, but I can still touch the bed and it says respawn point set. So remember a while ago when we died, and I took everything out of my inventory. A while ago when we died, we appeared right back over there. So now when we die, we are going to appear back where our bed was. And I'll show you that real quick. Alright, so I died. Respawned, and I'm right next to my bed. See? And that's what you call resetting your spawn point. Now, if this bed breaks and I don't reset my spawn point and I don't set a bed down and I'm not linked to a bed, if I die, I will come back here to the world spawn. So congratulations. Today you have learned how to ride around in a boat and explore the rivers, oceans, whatnot. You've learned how to make torches, a furnace, a chest, and a bed. Oh, and a door for a shelter. So the only thing left for us to do is talk about the different animals and food. And that is what we're going to talk about in the next episode or lesson. So again, my name is Psycho. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have learned something new, or at least it's been helpful. And if it has, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on the next one. And comment below any other questions you may have, or anything else you'd like me to teach you, or anything else you'd like to see in this series. Doing that also helps the YouTube algorithm get this out to other people so they can see it. Again, I'm just trying to help inexperienced players learn the game of Minecraft and I'm kind of giving it to you in hopefully easy chunks so that it's less overwhelming. So again, my name is Psycho. I appreciate your support, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.